Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Antiheroes Anonymous, or welcome for the first time if it's your first time joining us. I'm Ethan, and I'm the Dungeon Master for this 5th edition
Dungeons & Dragons Show!
We are back after a little bit of a break that just happened. We planned to be 1 week, turned into 2, but we're back and should be on a regular schedule now.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, don't jinx it. Sorry, I just did. I will have some announcements and a recap for all of you, but before we get into any of that, let's go ahead and do some player introductions.
Hi, I'm Aster. I play Embers of White Ash, the Tabaxi's Sun Soul Monk.
Hi, I'm Kay, and I play Lady Elwyn Amelos, who is an elvish Circle of the Land druid.
And me, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Gabo, and I play Art, the Dragonborn Battlemaster Fighter.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I play Vert, the Changeling Armorer Artificer.
Thank you, everyone. So those announcements. We premiere our episodes on YouTube every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Throughout the campaign, we use a variety of custom items, custom monsters, custom species, so be aware of that as you're watching. The character portraits, which you'll see all over the layout once we switch to it, were done by an artist named Zyra Brittany, who goes by @Zylaby on Twitter. If you need a refresher on anything that's going on in the campaign, you can check out our campaign wiki at World Anvil. You can also check us out on our socials, where our handle is Antiheroes Anonymous. And you can check the video description for links and information about everything I just mentioned and more, including links to trans rights, Black Lives Matter, and Stop Asian Hate resources. And finally, we just hope you enjoy the show, share with your friends, and come back to watch some more. So with all that out of the way, let's roll the intro video. And welcome back. Previously on Antiheroes Anonymous, the Silver Seekers went to Bryventh, where they helped the Knights of the Scale free the city from the rule of Governor Honlor, who happened to be Art's old friend. After defeating the undead Arbiter Dolatos, the Knights helped evacuate Bryventh's citizens, and the Seekers moved on to Fulaerith, along with Emilio and Maria. They arrived at the moment of the city's obliteration, and then witnessed time rewind itself to before the catastrophe. The Warforged Watchers told them that the events repeated on a 10-hour loop. Vert figured out how to enter the time bubble using the Wind Nexus, and the party was transported inside the doomed city. So that is where we are going to pick up. I will remind the group of you where we left off. You stepped through this shimmery barrier bubble that was kind of surrounding the city and the lake that it is built upon, and there was like that brief moment of passing through where all of you felt a thunderclap just ripple through your bodies, and then in the blink of an eye, before you knew what had happened, you found yourselves standing on one of the islands in the middle of the lake, somehow having been transported from the edge of the lake into the center of it. And you look around, and the city you find yourself in is built amongst the ruins of an ancient giant city. So there are these large stone edifices that houses and shops and things are just built up against, and like pillars that just extend up into the sky. And all of it is loomed over by this incredibly humongous tower off to the, from your position, kind of northeast direction. This tower that extends all the way up into the storm clouds above, and now you can see the storm clouds kind of ripple with that lightning within. And you find yourselves kind of on the edge of the island. You're kind of at the end of a bridge-like structure, but that extends out into the water, but then just stops. It looks as if the bridge should continue onward, but it just kind of stops, and you're at like this archway that kind of marks the stopping point of the bridge out into the water.
Which island are we on again?
You are on the...
It's not set yet.
I have not said, but you're on the southeast island.
Okay, so Southeast Island, but so it's not the north bridge that goes to the center island that stopped. It's...
Sorry, in my notes I call this the Eastern Island, so I'm going to stick with that naming. It's the Eastern Island.
Okay.
And no, Vert, kind of getting your bearings, and all of you actually getting your bearings, because you're all good enough at survival that you can kind of figure out your general position. You think you're on kind of like the very eastern tip of this island.
Okay.
So the bridge, this partial bridge, extends out into the water towards the shore of the lake, but then it seems to stop.
And that's the shore that we kind of came from.
Yeah.
Got it.
And there are some other people around here who seem to be kind of like in a heated conflict, but your attention is quickly drawn by the extra party member who came with you, because it's not Watcher, as you had hoped. It is that kind of ethereal, ghostly, blue form of a dragonborn woman who looks like an ancient dragonborn. Like, she just has all the like wrinkles and signs of age in dragonborn. And she's wearing the the vestments of the Knights of the Scale, and kind of standing like with a straight, rigid back, and looking around kind of surprised, and she kind of looks down at her hands in confusion and then looks up at the group of you.
And can you remind me, did she take the place of Maria?
No, Maria is here too.
Okay.
So it's appearing as like two separate entities, like next to each other. Like how?
Yeah, this ghost is basically like floating above the ground near Maria.
Oh.
Watcher? Is that you?
She doesn't respond, and she's just kind of like looking at the group of you. And Elwyn, I think with your insight, you realize that she doesn't quite realize that you can see her.
Yeah.
So she doesn't respond.
I don't know how much Elwyn would know about ghosts. But I'm like wondering how quickly Elwyn would put two and two together from things that she has observed.
Do you want to roll like an Arcana check?
Like an Arcana or like even Intelligence or something. Arcana.
Does Dragonborn look familiar at all?
The vestments she's wearing.
Like,
you could roll a perception check.
Ooh. So bright.
hi, baby.
26 Arcana.
And you just wanted to know like general things about ghosts?
Or just like, would I be able to put together that this is what's been wrong with Maria the whole time?
I think so. With that roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Just got an 18.
Something happened when Maria was dead.
Okay.
And like you brought her back quickly, but something happened, and this ghost seems to have been like riding along with her for a little while.
Oh.
And then what was your perception?
It's 18. It's 13 plus 5.
You had that dream, right, where you went into the temple and saw the old oaths on there, and there were like several knights, I think, that you saw over the course of that dream, Knights of the Scale. But I think when you had that dream, they kind of had fuzzy faces, and it was kind of hard to make them out. it's possible that one among them
Okay.
could have looked like her,
Okay.
but also it's hard to say.
Fair.
Hi, hello. Hi. I'll walk right up to the ghost and say, yes, we can see you now. Hi.
Me?
No.
Are you speaking to me?
I am my
She
lady.
looks very taken aback at this.
Yeah, I'm not sure what magic made it possible coming through that barrier, but yeah, we can see you clear as day, ma'am.
Are you a ghost?
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
And she kind of like straightens and like adjusts her vestments. I was not expecting to be seen today.
We weren't expecting to see you either.
I am Dame Rosaline at your service.
I think Ember's like rudely puts out a hand and tries to like.
she acts like that tickles. please refrain.
What do I feel?
There's probably there's a little bit of resistance, and it's probably just cold.
Okay.
I think.
Did you say your name was Rosaline?
Yeah, Dame Rosaline.
Okay.
Wow.
I think
How are you?
Maria is looking at her and I think she says, "Wait, were you the person?" There were a couple times where I just had these strange, I don't know, dreams, or like I thought I was conversing with someone. Was that you the whole time? And Dame Rosaline just kind of like gives her a nod and says, "Yes, in my time, it was my sacred duty to educate the young among the Knights of the Scale and ensure that they saw the proper way of things. I could not let a simple thing such as my death prevent me from continuing in my duty, and so I attempted to do so."
I think Elwyn is going to sneak a glance at Vert just to see how angry he is that Watcher is not here.
I think you just see her like sigh and like shrug. He just like shrugs like this is the hand that we're dealt type of thing. Like
I'm so confused. How are you here? Are you sharing a I don't think he's asking her directly. He's like, you sharing a body?
We maybe don't have time to get into the whole philosophy and science behind ghost possession right now.
This is my first time attempting this possession. With Outhild, I tried a more subtle approach, and you saw how that went.
Not well.
Wait.
No, not well at all. I spent years attempting to drill the right ideas into her head while she lived in those crypts. But alas, she failed to grasp certain most fundamental concepts. And so, more drastic measures. And she kind of gestures at Maria.
Yes, well, we will have to sort this out later. She kind of looks at Maria. We have maybe some bigger problems that we need to focus on right now.
Yeah, we're on the clock now.
But we're happy to have you with us, and we appreciate any assistance you're willing to give us.
I could certainly provide you with lore and instruction, as was my duty.
Great.
I will need someone to ride along with, though. And she kind of looks back at Maria.
Did you get separated? Is that what's going on? Is that
Oh, yeah.
Is that why we can see you now? You've been ejected?
I would believe so, yes.
Ellen looks at Maria.
Yeah, I look at Maria.
You don't have to say yes. One of us can volunteer. You didn't ask for this.
I didn't notice that she was there the whole time. It's a little weird now in retrospect. And she kind of like looks at Emilio, and he kind of like
how
shrugs
dare you
at
not
her.
notice?
He kind of shrugs at her.
I already have a passenger, so it's
Yeah.
not going to be me.
Yeah.
I don't need
I've
two
got multiple.
different...
It's fine.
I'm occupied.
Yeah, this is probably a little bit of crazy train over here.
Emilio sees Maria glance at him, and he says, okay, look, if we need someone to house the ghost, I guess it can be me.
Yeah, anything that I would know about ghosts that would make this a really bad decision.
You
With
rolled
my
really,
26
really high on your Arcana check.
or whatever it was.
Let's see. Like, if you know that when a ghost possesses a person, like they have the ability to take full control of the body if they want to. She didn't or couldn't do that, it seems, before.
To Maria, you mean?
Yeah, to Maria.
Except for those
But in general, ghosts are capable
times
of
that
that.
Maria just zoned out. Yeah.
Let's see. Looking through the ghost lore to see if there's anything else.
Ghost Lord.
Ghost lore! You know,
okay, here's something. You know that ghosts can have extreme reactions to things like actions, objects, or individuals that remind them of certain emotionally charged aspects of their past lives. So far, things have been, from the sounds of it, pretty, not too bad with her possessing Maria, but it's entirely possible that something could come up that could trigger some sort of reaction from this ghost.
Is there anything good with being possessed by a ghost, or is it all just
Bad
weird
stuff.
stuff?
It's neutral to bad.
Great.
Yeah.
Can I roll an insight check on the ghost?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just
What are your intentions with
yeah,
our
yeah, and
friend?
once can a ghost freely? I guess I would have known.
She's
Can they
she's
jump from one line
floated
to another?
over to Emilio, and she's kind of examining his equipment, and she sees
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
his
long-
equipment.
his equipment. No,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
he's a youth, and she's an old lady ghost.
Even better.
Stop!
No, she sees
That's what my insight roll's for.
his. Gosh, this is even worse. She sees his longsword,
This shit writes itself.
which was from Dolatos, and has all those evil necrotic skulls on it, and she just clucks her tongue at it. Tisk tisk, this will not do. This is vile necrotic nonsense. You'll have to get rid of this if I'm to.
A ghost saying necrotic nonsense is very funny to me.
Aren't you necrotic nonsense?
Exactly.
She
Do you
looks
say that?
I do say that.
She looks a ghost at that.
Oh, God.
Absolutely not.
right.
I had come to think better of you, young man.
Okay,
Thanks for
how
listening,
about you
everyone.
ride? How about you ride with me, and then we'll figure out a more permanent situation.
She seems to
Come here.
consider, and she says, yes, that might be ideal. You are you have taken on a role of some sort of a mentor and a tutor for these young knights, and so it would make sense for me to continue along with you, and together we can instruct them as they grow along the path.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I also have some questions for you about the Knights of the Scale, but I don't think we can talk about it now. But yes, so I don't know. I let her in.
Open your arms.
Just
Oh God,
Open
that's
your
not bad
arms
too.
Listen, it's that kind of night.
Ghost embrace.
Yeah.
She basically steps over to you and then kind of overlays her body with yours.
Yeah.
My
and-
insight check was a 22.
Right, I forgot you made that.
Oh right.
Yeah, before
She's
this
evil,
happens,
actually.
because I want a chance to interject if
And
I
you were
need
trying to figure out.
What are your intentions
general
with my
intentions?
friends? Is she trying to pull along a fast one because she wants something, or is she what she says she is, and she just is
And
like...
you said 22?
Yeah.
Oh.
To say that case attorney. Interjection.
Objection.
Interjection.
Okay.
Hold it, is what they say
hold
for
it.
interjections.
Oh.
Or sometimes, take that.
Yep. Take that.
Oh, happy kitty.
Oh, thank you. Good morning. It's like I'm gonna bite your nose.
You think that what this woman wants, more than anything, is to see like the revival of the Knights of the Scale, and see it the way that she remembers it, the way that she was taught it. She is on a mission to revive something that was lost, and then like when it came back, it was broken and incorrect, and she wants to put it back on the right track.
I see.
But that's neither good nor bad.
Right.
It depends on what extreme she's willing to like take it, I suppose.
That's true. I think if that's the case, before as Art opens his arms, Ellen will just kind of put her hand out and say, just before this happens, I'm not objecting to it per se, but just Dame Rosaline, I can see that your order is very important to you, and we don't have any issue with that as a task or a goal, but it's not something we're going to be focusing on in the immediate future. I hope you can understand that.
I understand that, and these fine young people are here on a mission with you.
Yes.
So I see that as an opportunity for them to grow and develop and come to an understanding of the oaths they ought to have sworn. So my intention is not to cause any more slowdown in your objectives, but simply to instruct along the way.
Excellent. Then it would be not against your wishes to maybe not... If there were no progress in your mission for a little while, it wouldn't deter you or upset you in any way.
I spent 5 years working on Outhild. I can certainly wait a little bit longer.
All right.
I was gonna say, it seems she got time on her hands.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. I apologize. Please, if you're okay with this.
I'm okay with it. It seems like our... we'll need to talk more, but it does seem like our overall objectives are aligned, and I do want to mentor these young ones as well, so we can do that together.
Then yes, we are well aligned. And she does the thing where she like steps into Art.
Now we just have to find
And
out
Art, it's just like a wave of intense cold passes through you. And then eventually your body temperature kind of settles back to that
the
warm,
fire inside, just like...
Yeah.
I picture it like a fever, almost, like the cold and
it's
the
like a
intense
fever
hot,
shiver, and then you get warm again.
Yeah.
Charles is on the move.
Doing her rounds.
Doing her rounds. I don't know where you think you're going now, bud. He's like, I'm trapped. I'm trapped. We're all distracted by the cat.
Oh, ghost
You're
in
stuck in
me.
here with me.
Have a ghost in me, and I like that she talks like this.
I know. It's so amazing. That was the last thing I
so good.
So good. All right. Well, now that that's sort of taken care of, and that answers a lot of questions and opens a lot more questions.
As that happens,
Art takes 60 damage.
Black damage.
you hear in the distance, coming from the central island, the sound of a bell. Boom.
Oh shit.
Boom. Boom. And it rings 12 times.
Thank you for saying that, so we didn't have to sit here counting.
I was counting.
I wasn't going to do all 12.
Okay, thank you. I was ready though.
And the sun is like, well, I guess it's stormy, can't tell, but it's bright. It's like, obviously,
With the
noon.
storm clouds, the way that they are, it is almost like early evening dark throughout the city.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Superior dark vision, bitches.
only when like
Right.
lightning flashes in the clouds does it get anywhere near like your
You don't have to
regular
worry about
daylight
sunlight
bright.
sensitivity this whole time.
I know, it's great. It's great. All right, well, now that that's kind of settled for now. Where should we start? There's going to be some kind of
If we intend
fiasco here in a little while.
Yeah, but first something's going to happen. We're on the opposite end of where we need to be if we're going to deal with any of that. The monster swarm up in the northwest.
That's right. Maybe we just ought to make our way to the central island and then figure out what to do from there.
Is that where we're
I'm not sure what we can do from down here.
Yeah.
Unless we can figure out what caused that commotion.
I think Anna will also look towards Amelia and say, where do they keep prisoners in this city?
Good question.
The one thing Ethan didn't plan in the 2 weeks we had.
Just give me a second to look through things here. Yeah, Emilio says, well, I guess it would depend on the type of prisoner. We're here on the Eastern Island, which us locals call Outskirt Island. It's mostly like the suburbs of the main city, which is the Central Island. So it's a lot of residential and shops and things like that. But there is a warden's barracks here. However, the main warden's barracks is going to be on the Central Island, which we call the Heart of Fulaerith. But again, depending on the type of prisoner you're talking about, there's also on the southwestern island, which is Chancellery's Isle. There's a royal prison that is maintained by. Hold on just a second. I need a term here that I don't have off the top of my head. That is maintained by the Chancellery Rune Sentinels, the personal guards of the former Chancellor, now legate of the city. Well, the state.
Well, since we have 3 of the 4 islands' names, why don't you go ahead and tell us what the Northwestern Island's called, just for reference. So we can put it in our notes, thanks.
Elwyn says to Amelia.
His nose kind of crinkles at the thought of the Northwestern Island, and he says, yeah, that's Factory Isle. It's a lot of production and...
production of monsters?
No, well, it used to be, like, way back in the day when there was magic around. It was, a center of artifice and, creation for magical objects and things like that. But now, it's mostly manufacturing and, different steel mills and things like that. Yeah, Thimblefoot, I think, has a presence there. I've taken odd jobs on the island. It smells really bad.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't surprise me. Thimblefoot Enterprises is an in-world company that makes,
Oh, okay.
trains. They made the automobile.
Did they make the sewing machine we bought?
And the sewing machine.
Yes, I think the sewing machine
Hell
is
yeah.
also a
Yeah.
Thimblefoot.
They were at the festival. Yep.
How big is Fulaerith? I'm sorry, I can see the map, but how big? How long does it take to get from the corner of the southeast end to the north?
That's a good segue into me explaining a rule thing for how
Great.
this is going to work.
Okay.
Basically, when you want to go to another island, it is going to cost an hour of your time.
Okay. Okay. Big.
Yes.
Relatively.
So to move to the far island over there is going to take you 2 hours.
I see.
There are things you will be able to bundle with that travel time later on, but
okay.
I will let you know when that becomes an option.
Okay.
Was it... Sorry, did we establish that we have entered the time bubble at the start of the 10-hour loop, or do we have any idea when in the 10-hour loop we are?
I think Watcher would have been able to tell you, even though I didn't last episode, that the loop starts at noon.
Okay.
So you're at the start.
We are at the start. Okay. Right. So we have 2 missions while we're here.
Yeah.
The first is obviously to deal with the Nexus, but we also have to find out what happened to Night Mantis.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure where to start.
Maybe the Warden's barracks, since we're here. See if they know where Skulk is, or where he took his captives.
Was he part of the Wardens?
Well,
I thought that he was. Yeah, I have no idea anymore.
yeah, I'm a little fuzzy on which factions are at play here, but it sounded like the Wardens were fighting.
The Wardens were fighting against the Watchers.
Yeah.
And as you're kind of having this conversation, you look around and you can see, like I mentioned, there are other people who are kind of congregated at near this bridge.
There's like some disturbance happening, right?
And as you look over in that direction, you can see that it is a group of Wardens and what looks like various groups of like common people. Some of them are on foot with like backpacks and things like that. Some of them have like carriages or like wagons and things like that drawn by horses. But they're all kind of like stopped at this warden barricade. And there seems to be like an argument going back and forth between the two.
A barricade that's leaving, going which direction?
The wardens are on your side of the barricade.
Okay, and they're preventing these people from crossing the bridge that goes to nowhere.
Yep.
I see.
Okay.
So people are trying to leave, but they can't because the bridge goes to nowhere.
Yeah.
Barricaded it. Okay. Should we also check in on the Legate?
If we have the time to.
Do you care? I mean,
Yeah.
it's family, right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And that's
Family I don't think you ever met though.
But that's
Right.
that's who Night Mantis came to check on and help, right? So maybe she has.
Yeah. It'd be worth looking into.
And I know that they said, Watcher and them said, Watchers said, Watcher, and he leads the Watchers.
Yes.
I was like, am I going insane?
Yeah.
Did I just break reality in my brain? Watcher and them said that they hadn't seen any trace of her, right?
Right.
That's not to say that your aunt's not still in the city. The Legate hasn't been seen.
Yeah. I think Embers is looking over, is like trying to stay engaged with this conversation, but it's like her gaze keeps being drawn to this protest that's
Right.
like, this altercation that's happening.
I think Ellen's mainly focused on Anna anyway. So
Yeah.
go listen to what's going on.
Yeah, I'll go and at least, I think I'll go to the other side of the barricade and talk to the protesters.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I meant to make a protester character. So we're making someone up on the fly.
Oh, is it, what's your guys'
Dickory! It's Dickory!
No.
It's not Dickory.
It's Dickory! Dickory the Disturbed. It's one of my three-part final boss battle that I made.
Hickory the protester.
You
Have his name end in son.
kind of come, you like make your way around the barricade, and you take a wide enough loop that you can, like the wardens don't seem to notice you, that you were over behind them. And you kind of come up to one of these, it's not really a protester, but like one of these people who's trying to leave, and seems angry about it. And it's a human man with kind of like sandy brown hair, kind of like a little bit like tall and lanky, and he's got like a backpack laden with supplies on, and it looks like he has a family with him. We will say he's got like a wife and a kid, I would say. Looks like a little son. and then so like his wife and the kid also have these backpacks as well. And you sidle up next to him.
Hi there.
Hi. Who are you? What?
My name is Embers of White Ash. Can I ask what you're doing here?
These damned wardens lowered the bridges. They aren't letting anyone out. We need to get out. Have you seen this? And he gestures up at the tower.
I've seen it. Embers says, not looking up.
Yeah. It's just something in me says that something bad's going to happen, and we've got family over in a town 3 towns over, and figured we'd get out, but they're not letting us. They lowered the bridges and won't let anyone out.
You're not going to believe me when I say this.
Oh no.
But it would help me a lot if you did. It doesn't matter that you're trying to get out, because in about 10 hours we're all going to die. I'm from the future.
He gives you, like, his eyes go wide when you say we're all going to die, and then when you say I'm from the future, like, he goes, oh. He gets it.
So we're here.
I'm sure you are.
We're here to stop that from happening, but in about 8 hours it's going to get very bad here. We'd like to stop that from happening, but really our goal is focused on the whole storm thing. If you could actually get everyone out of here, that would be really helpful for us, so we don't have to come back and stop you all from being killed before everyone dies.
Look, I'm sure you're right, future lady.
I'm glad you're seeing reason.
We are trying to get out of here, as I said. We are trying our very best. But Warden Commander Becker over there isn't listening to reason.
And he won't for 8 hours, until things get very, very bad and violence erupts. I think all of you would really be better off just returning to your homes and just spending these last few hours with your loved ones and just... Before we all die.
He looks to his wife here. Hold on, let me note down the name I've picked for him here before I get a name for her. And he says, hey, Jorah, can you take Jamie and just go over there a little bit, away from this person?
No.
Sorry, writing down names in case I need them later. Yeah, and Jorah takes Jamie, the kid, a little ways away, and kind of is casting worried glances in this direction. And he says, listen, my name's Abir.
Nice to meet you.
Future lady? Mm-hmm. Can I call you future lady?
I prefer you call it Embers.
Embers? I believe you.
Okay.
But I really need to get my family out of the city. I'd much rather do that than go home and wait to die. Even if what you say is true, and like I said, I believe you.
What I'm saying is that if me and my friends do our jobs...
He kind of looks around, trying to spot your friends. And you're here by yourself and says, are your friends here with us now?
No!
They're over there. They're right off screen. Didn't say that. I'm just saying, if we do our jobs right, nobody's going to die. But it would help us do our jobs right if we don't have to come back and sort of get sidetracked from our main job, which is preventing that tower from exploding in 10 hours.
Can you roll a persuasion check at disadvantage?
Yes.
Oh, no. Watch this be 2 natural 20s.
I hope so.
Oh,
It'd be
man.
incredible.
We even have a new silver
Always when
speaker.
you tee yourself up to fail really hard is when
Yeah.
you succeed.
Oh my god.
No, it's so bad. It's a -1 to persuasion.
It's a -1.
Natural
It's a
one?
nat one.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
What's Ember's passive insight?
14.
He says, all right, we'll do what you say, but I'm gonna go be with my family now, and you can tell he's not gonna do what you say.
Okay. I'll also, okay, I can understand this is all a lot to take in. I understand it's hard to believe me. It all sounds crazy. I will say you can either die in 8 hours or 10. And you can die at home or you can die in a fight with these wardens right here. Please make the right choice. Good luck. Bye.
Oh,
He goes over to his wife and he says, I think that crazy lady just tried to threaten me? She said I could die now or later, or in 10 hours or 8? I think we better avoid her.
oh my god.
And Evers just goes back to the group.
Yeah.
And Ellen's still talking to Anna. Like, I don't know. What do you think we should we just...
Yeah. I mean, I almost think we should just talk to these wardens and see what they know about the situation.
Great. Well, let's do that.
Okay.
What are we waiting for? Oh, Embers, where have you been?
I was trying to save her some future trouble, but it didn't work out.
Oh, okay.
They didn't believe me.
Okay. About what?
Who didn't believe you?
Well, I was trying to get the protesters to go home and just tell them that none of this matters at all.
Sounds like a solid argument.
I guess it doesn't.
We maybe should focus on one problem at a time. But I appreciate the effort. Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, the point was to diffuse this problem so it doesn't become a problem in 8 hours. Then we don't ever have to come back here.
Right.
But that didn't work.
I see. Well, do you want to talk to the wardens, or do you want me to talk to the wardens? Do we need a good cop or a bad cop?
Do we want someone to lie to them, or someone to persuade them of something?
That's what I'm asking. Good cop or bad cop?
Probably start with a good cop.
Okay. Ellen straightens her dress and puts her best noble face on and strolls up to the warden captain, whoever looks like the captain.
Yep. There's one of them who is clearly marked with the badges of a warden commander, which you've seen many times on warden commander Cherry Cheeks and several of the other warden commanders you've met. And he also clearly giving orders and directing his people along the line to kind of hold back these people.
Excuse me, Captain. A word, if you don't mind.
Yes. And he kind of he turns and sees you. Which side of the line are you on? Are you approaching from behind the line, or did you go around and approach from the front?
Why are you looking at me?
What did we collectively as a group decide to do?
Nobody decided.
I'm asking now.
Oh, okay.
You want us to decide right now?
Yes.
Let's come from behind and make it seem like we're on their side and not coming from the protesters.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Well, but-
I think from where we are, right? Which
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Sure.
Okay, so you come up behind him and you get his attention. And he turns around and says, "What?" And then he sees the group of you and he says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! The 4 of you need to be on this side of the line. Sorry, 6 of you. There's 6 of you with Maria and Amelia.
Yes.
The 6 of you need to be on this side of the line. No one other than the wardens is allowed on this side.
I'm sorry.
I'm to hold this point."
I appreciate you, and with all due respect, what is going on here?
He kind of gestures.
Why are you keeping these fine people from leaving the city? I demand an answer right now.
Roll an intimidation check.
can I, since
Her
I'm
best
really
noble.
tall and strong, can I
You want to give advantage?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do
Just
it.
standing behind you,
I demand an answer right now. Make it look like I'm a noble in her entourage.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was very good. 23.
Okay.
Incredible.
I know.
You can see with the attitude that you put on, his disposition shifts a little bit. And he says, "Excuse me, milady, I do not know which of the myriad noble houses your noble personage might be from, but my orders are absolute. They come from the legate herself. I'm to keep anyone from crossing out of the city. The bridges have been lowered. And this place, it's not safe. You need to get yourself back to Chancellery Isle.
Do you have any other information about why it is unsafe to leave the city?
Listen, orders are orders.
Can I see these orders that you've received, please?
Yeah, he reaches into his, he's got like a belt pouch.
Right.
And he reaches into that and he pulls out like a crumpled piece of paper and he hands it to you.
I take it and I just stand there and read it, right?
And it's basically just like, it doesn't give much reasoning. Mm-hmm. It's really just like straightforward orders. But it is stamped with like the seal of, with like a noble seal. Like it has a wax noble seal.
I will, since Art's standing right there with me, show it to Art. Like, this is seal. Do you recognize it?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do I?
Is this official?
Is it a forgery? Is it some bullshit? Did this fall down? Am I crazy? I feel crazy.
You are crazy, but I might have just...
Yes.
You are crazy.
Yes,
all of the above.
Roll a history check. And I'll give you advantage. Because you were a government official in this state at one point.
17.
Oh,
17?
Yeah.
You recognize it. As to
+1.
like its authenticity, it's kind of hard to tell, but like, so like you couldn't tell if it's like a forgery or anything like that. But you do recognize the crest that is depicted there. It's a bolt of lightning, splitting like a heraldry field, with a wand and wizard staff crossed in front of it. And you recognize that as the like crest of the city of Fulaerith, and also the crest of the former chancellor of the city, which has become the legate now that the Empire is in control of this state. Like the city was once ruled by a chancellor, and now it's the legate, but the seal has been carried forward.
That doesn't really tell me if
It
like...
just seems legit.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, I'll relay that to you.
And the message itself, the wording is just...
It says, like, for the safety of the city and its people, lower all bridges in and out of the city. No one is to be allowed to come or go.
Okay.
When did they get these orders?
That's a good question.
When did you get these orders? When did these come in?
We've probably got these about a week ago. We've been keeping everyone in and out since.
And as far as we know, like...
Yeah, the timeline...
this
Does
has
the
been
timeline
going on
work?
for a week. Yeah.
Mhm. That's
Right?
about
Okay.
when, like, the Nexus started to act up.
Okay.
That's,
Yeah, so that makes me think it's on purpose.
Yeah, well, and I think Ellen
Not in a good
will
way.
fold the orders up. Do you want to see? I mean, you've never met your aunt, so it's not like you can recognize handwriting or anything.
Probably not.
Yeah, so I will give the orders back and say,
it stuffs them back in the pouch.
my apologies for my shortness. This is quite distressing, as you can see. But it looks like you might need a little bit of help with crowd control.
No, you don't need to trouble yourself at all. We have these people well under control.
I respectfully quite disagree with you. I can see a riot building when I see one. I can know a riot building when I see one. And this is a riot building. And I have seen riots in my time, let me tell you.
He's kind of a shorter guy, but he like kind of steps up next to you and kind of squares his shoulders a little bit and he says, I've seen my share of riots too. Let
Then
me assure
surely you agree with me.
We can handle things.
Great. Well, surely you will not mind if I have a word.
He kind of gestures towards the people.
Just made eye contact with you, like you have a plan and you're like...
Be my guest.
I'm going to... Is there anything that I can step up onto to elevate myself so I can, like, be on a stage? Ish. Like, even if I'm, like, climbing up on a barricade or...
Yeah,
Getting on your
You could definitely get up on a barricade or Art's shoulders. Either way. Yeah.
Either way, whatever you want.
I think I'll just be like, give me a hand, and I will climb up on the barricade, but I will like put a hand on your shoulder to steady myself or whatever, and I will tap my cane, and I will use Druidcraft to create kind of like, I don't know, like a weather kind of effect that like, I'm trying to, how am I even doing a thing? Like snowflakes around me that are glowing kind of, so it like draws the eye, right? So something harmless and just sensory that like just draws the eye, and I will tap my staff and I will say, "Good people of Fulaerith."
You hear someone out in the crowd says, "A noble speaking! Shh! Let's hear what she has to say!" And the crowd kind of hushes.
Oh my gosh, that's so easy. Wow, amazing.
You do not know me, but I am Lady Elwyn Amelos, Monarch of Amberhearth, heir to House Amelos, Minister of the Old Faith and Shepherd of the Tundra, and I'm here to tell you right now, it is not safe to leave the city. I have just come from outside of these walls, and let me tell you, it is a nightmare out there. You think it is tumultuous in here? Well, let me tell you, leaving this city, there is a greater storm brewing. Please go back to your homes and wait for everything to blow over. You are wasting your time here.
There's like gasps and murmuring. Roll persuasion check at advantage. Did you have more to say?
Yeah, just if you need anything, the fine wardens of this city will be happy to assist you. These are orders coming from the legate herself, and let me tell you, she is concerned about your well-being just as much as I am. Please, go home, keep yourselves and your families safe, and we will make it through this storm.
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
Damn, go off. I'm convinced.
This is a much better idea than mine.
I know. I rolled the same number twice, but thankfully it's a good number. Persuasion? 21.
Yeah, there's murmuring amongst the crowd. And you see people like talking amongst themselves, and some of them are nodding, and some of them are kind of like looking more skeptical. And probably like a good 75% of them kind of like shrug their shoulders and begin to disperse.
How many people are there roughly?
At the moment, it's probably like 150 or so. Okay. But like even as you've been standing here, like more people have joined with like wagons and caravans and backpacks and things like that.
And then shout out, spread the word to your neighbors.
Yeah, and I will just kind of watch people disperse and nod and kind of use arts help to like get down off my barricade and like brush my skirts off, and I'll walk back over to the captain and say, a spoonful of honey always attracts more flies than vinegar.
They're gonna be back. But
yes, but
I appreciate it. I do. Thank you.
Just let them know that their safety is your highest concern. You're not a big bully. I know it. I can see it in your face.
But you're not wrong. It is.
Keep up the good work, Captain.
Yeah, he kind of gives you a little bow.
And I'll just rejoin.
That was incredible.
The group. Be like, well, maybe we've dodged a bullet here. Maybe we've delayed it. I'm not sure.
Either way, it buys us some time.
Yeah.
So.
And the legate gave those orders herself. So if anything, she knows something's happening and that it's not safe to leave the city.
I was gonna say that should be maybe our priority then. We need to
go to the legate's
go
office
to speak to her.
Yeah.
She might have info about everything.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that also brings us closer to the prison that's there, which seems like the high-profile place. So maybe. I guess you could also ask have any prisoners showed up recently too.
Well, so why are you so obsessed with prisoners? I mean, you know that we're looking for Night Mantis, right?
Yeah.
She was captured by Skulk, who was pretending to be one of the Watchers, not one of the Wardens.
Yeah, but if he's allied with the Wardens...
It was during a conflict with the Wardens that the capture
that he absconded. I don't know if he is allied with the Wardens or not.
My guess, Vert, and I hate to say this because I don't want to diminish your concerns, I think she was probably taken as bait for us, and we're going to hear from Skulk sooner than later, with the location of Night Mantis.
I guess we'll see.
Be that as it may, whether or not Night Mantis is being
Well,
held in some prison,
all I
your
wanna
aunt
know-
might have the answers.
All I want to know is if those people walked through these bridges and came into this city.
Those people being...
Yeah, Skulk and what's-his-face.
Oh, yeah. Albrecht.
Yeah.
You saw a memory of the conflict with the wardens, though it happened in the city.
It did happen in the city.
In the city.
Okay, not outside the city.
Mhm.
Okay. Where in the city?
I don't know that you could identify that, but maybe, I mean, you could roll a history check.
So if I talk to Emilio, tell me about a place that has this scenery.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, roll a history check to see, like, how accurately you can describe it to Emilio.
Okay. 12.
He hears your description of, like, the general features that you saw in the melee, and he says, if I had to guess, it sounds more like the main city in the heart of Fulaerith than it does anything that I would see on, like, Outskirt Isle or Factory Isle, but it's really hard to say. Like, nothing you described is definitive enough to pinpoint it.
Okay. Like, I don't know the placement of, like, the clock tower or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Alright.
And is this where the legate is? Like that? It's the center.
It's in the southwestern
Yeah.
aisle.
Chancellery.
Chancellery Isle.
Okay.
And then, so, the first events to take place are the ones in the northwestern
Yeah, the monsters.
Yeah.
monsters coming out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Monsters
then,
coming over top.
And then
What was
the
the next
two
one?
giant things flying from the
Yeah.
tower to the center.
was the
aisle.
next one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that, the two giants flying, then the riot, and then
Where we are.
Mhm.
and then everything blows up.
Yeah.
There wasn't any more than that? Those were the-
According to my
Those
notes,
are the
that's,
three.
what we
Those are like
saw,
the
main-
big things that were observed,
yeah,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean that's all there is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did we get a sense of how quickly the monsters attacking the northwestern area happened after the restart of the timeline?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Because
So I don't know
remember,
which hour that
they were
happens.
kind of, like, their timelines were kind of fuzzy
Yeah,
because of, like, the time dilation that they were perceiving from outside of the bubble.
right.
So they didn't know exactly when anything happened.
They just knew the order of events of which it occurred.
Yeah,
Got it.
and even that kind of roughly.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, sure. Let's head towards Chancellery Isle and see what we can see there.
Okay. So by the time you're leaving this island, the 1 p.m. gong is chiming. And then you spend an hour traveling to the central island, and basically you pass through Outskirt Island, which, as Emilio described, is mostly like suburbs. So there's like marketplaces, there's a lot of inns and taverns and things like that. You pass a tavern here. Let me give you one in case you want it at any point. You pass a tavern here called the Giant's Bag. That looks pretty decent. And then you have to cross this like long stone bridge between the islands, and it is the bridge itself is like ancient. And as you like kind of cross the middle part of it, you notice that this bridge is actually like segmented in a sense. There's the like connecting part to land, and then you can see another connecting part to land in the distance, but this middle part seems to be like designed as like a floating bridge, so it can probably be raised and lowered as well.
So is that what they did with the other ones? You said lowered. I kept thinking it was a drawbridge. I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me in my head.
No, it's like a floating bridge that they lowered down into the water.
Into the water.
So the bridge is
Oh,
just like-
so it's just submerged.
Interesting. And you get the sense that this bridge as well can be submerged, but it is raised at the moment. And you make your way into the central city.
Do we get a sense of like where these hold on, this is a big question for Art. He wouldn't ask this. That's why I'm asking above table. Like, do we get a sense of like how these work, or like if they're like the way to like lower them and bring them up is like local, or if it's like somewhere else?
Like,
That's a good
there's
question. I don't
lever
know
on
that
one
you
side
necessarily get that sense.
That's fair.
Unless you're like actively looking for it.
Right.
That's fair. Okay. And
Well,
so-
actually, if we did want to lower the northwestern bridge,
Well, actually.
that wouldn't be a bad thing to try and figure out. To try and stop the monsters from coming across.
yeah, I think what would happen is like I'm like kind of like asking that question like out loud, and you hear it,
You're like,
and
I wonder how this happens.
and you're like, yes,
How
Really,
does that
quickly,
happen?
we can figure it out.
yeah.
How would I?
And then a
how would I
smart person
determine that?
listens, and
Is that what we want to devote our energies to?
Is it, can I just,
I
is it
just
something
need
that we
to-
can do while we're crossing it? I can like
Yeah,
look
you
down.
can roll a perception check while you're crossing it.
Perception. Okay.
Guidance.
Okay. 15.
15. There's no immediately obvious mechanism. There are gatehouses on either end of the bridge that seem to have like miniature barracks attached to them, and you see wardens coming and going from there. But yeah, you don't like see any obvious like big lever that needs to be pulled, or wheels that need to be turned, or like magical control device or anything like that.
Okay. 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 I see. Or I don't.
Okay. So when the 2 p.m. bell chimes, you are on the central island. Well, let me see if anything
Wait, 1
happens.
p.m., right? It takes 1 hour to travel to the
So
central
you
line?
spent an hour calming the protesters,
Oh, I see. Okay.
and then an hour traveling. So you're at
Okay.
2 p.m.
yes.
It's a long speech.
There was other dilly dally there. I'm sorry, I'm going to be a bit strict. Like, if you do a thing, it's going to cost an hour.
Yeah.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
Yeah. No, that's fine. It's just funny.
Yeah.
Just because I need to track time.
Okay, so is there anything you want to do here before we go? Or do we just want to go straight to the Legate's office? That's fine.
I only want to figure out where the place is that those giants were supposed to have come to.
Yeah.
While we're here.
I
Oh.
don't know if there's any way for us to know that without actually waiting and seeing them come.
Let me look at my notes here.
Because it said they just fly to the central island.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they said they're not sure what their destination was. Yes, I
But we
don't
do
think...
know that when the lightning bolts strike the central island, it starts with the Sky Sunder's dial.
Yeah.
So it could be that they went there and
That's probably...
did something.
Yeah, let's at least figure out where the Sky Center's dial is, and
I
then...
mean, can we just see it?
Yeah, that much is easy to do. Zach, if you want to put it on Roll20, I have the map of Vidun up,
Vidun.
or not Vidun, Fulaerith, which is the capital of Vidun.
Well,
I love this map.
There we are. So your party is there on the central island, and Sky Sunderer's dial is this like central
black rectangle.
building right here. Is at the very center of the city.
Yeah, we're there. I think it's worth checking it out. Like,
We have to go that way anyway.
yeah, exactly.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and you can see this. You can see this, like when your vision is not obscured, like when you're not in an alleyway or something that like directly blocks your vision. If you're in basically open streets, you can see this clock tower from anywhere in the city, and you can certainly hear it from anywhere in the city, almost as clearly as if you were like standing next to it. And it is this like tall Gothic stone structure with this ancient-looking clock with these big metal hands on it that seems to just like turn inexorably. So, and there's probably like draconic gargoyles and things like that built into it at various places.
Alright, so we have to choose, I think, now if we're going to try and stop these monsters' swarms up in the northwest, or if we are going to ignore that because I honestly don't see what it has to do anything. I just feel bad for the people there.
I'm not even sure how we'd stop it from happening.
I don't think we can, but we can at least fight the monsters. We're pretty good at that.
We are good at that, but if we have to fight a larger battle later, is it smart to expend our resources on something like that?
Well, maybe...
We're only 6.
I wonder if we could just
6 people?
try and mobilize the town's defenses in that direction ahead of time.
So they're not overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone here's gonna die anyway if we don't succeed. But if we do succeed,
So maybe
I don't
this is more of a reason we go to the Legate's office
Yeah, that's what
and
I'm
try
thinking.
and send out like a call to arms in that direction.
Maybe we can catch some wardens on the way off of the central isle and tell them that
There's a disturbance.
we saw a disturbance on the
Factory Island or
Factory Isle, yeah.
Yeah, it does sound like the Legates. The Chancellery Island is the way to go.
Art. As this discussion is happening,
We'll play the Night on music first.
I do need some different music for this, but not the night on music.
Artenor.
No, it'd be Artenor!
Yes!
There's like a flash from the scabbard of your sword.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's what
I-
It's like a flash of light.
Yeah, I'll if I see it, like I'd pull her out, I'd pull Fulgura out. And
And there's like a yawning sound.
that's what I said.
That's what I like.
The first of crystal calls. She calls to me. We must find her.
Okay. Yes. The what?
The first of crystal. Must I explain any more?
What's I turn to what's the first
None of us
crystal?
heard it, I assume.
Yeah, no, and even if you did
It was very much a telepathic message.
Yeah. So maybe I don't turn to you. I mean, the first of crystal, and he just keeps saying it. You know, the first of crystal,
Wait, have
the
I
first
heard-
of crystal, the first of crystal, the first of
The first of crystal.
the first of.
The first of crystal.
Does that ring any bells to me? As I repeat it over and over.
Roll a history check?
Sure.
Are you saying it aloud?
What?
Are you saying it like so everyone can hear?
Oh yeah, he's like repeating it like first. He's trying to like say it in different ways to see if it means anything. That's not good. That is. Roll a what?
History check?
5. Yeah.
Can any of us make a check for this? If
Yeah,
you're saying
anyone
it?
can make a check.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
whatever.
That's why I
I'll
think.
try and help you out.
You can use your intelligence for this.
I am.
God, I'm terrible.
Oh, I rolled really bad.
That's why it's a 19.
Hey.
19?
10.
8.
It doesn't ring a bell to any of you.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Never
Okay.
mind.
Okay. What are you talking about? Is that ghost doing things to your head?
Ghost? No. It's not that
Not the ghost of crystal.
Not that ghost.
Not that ghost. Huh.
As the ghost is mentioned, though,
Oh no, I have multiple voices now.
Yeah.
you feel another cold sensation, and Dame Rosaline steps out of you. And she says, First of crystal. Now this rings a bell.
Oh.
Oh, what is it? Fulgura's very sleepy. She doesn't give me too many details about things.
Who's so there?
I can't
my
remember.
Oh.
for the life of me, if I had access to a library, perhaps, materials, resources, history books, those sort of things, I could maybe remember. But it's something about, the history of this city. The city was once ruled by a dragon named Vidun the Bolt Queen, the Sky Sunderer, and our patron dragon Bryvinth was charged with watching Vidun and keeping her in check. But Bryvinth, of course, being a good and righteous dragon, sought to not only watch, but rehabilitate and change and find a way to turn Vidun from her path. I recall something in the histories of the Knights of the Scale, something about the First of Crystal, and it related to these two dragons, but it is lost to me.
Oh yeah.
And she's like pacing back and forth with
Amelia or Maria, like...
They're
anything?
just like shaking their heads.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like deer in headlights. What?
Okay.
Does Nylon know?
Do you want to ask him?
Sure.
Okay, gotta switch to the other song now.
Yeah.
Here goes.
The spike in my, stress levels.
I have no knowledge of this thing you speak of. But in my formative years, long ago, I was captive and experimented upon. Much passed before I escaped. These other dragons, this Vidun I know of, this Bryvinth, not so much.
And Vidun was... so were all of the Dragons of Nihedon's era active at the same time?
What do you mean by that?
So, the dragons that are named after their respective regions.
The regions that are named after their respective dragons.
Whatever. Say it one way, say it the other way.
Were they all active at the same time?
Or was it 500 years pass, and then this dragon comes into power, and then...
Roll a history check.
Okay. How about this dice?
Or are you just asking Nihedon? If you're asking Nihedon,
I
he can
got
make
a
history
25.
check. Okay.
I guess, I would ask if I couldn't remember on my own.
I see. Well, with a 25, I think you can remember some details on your own. Oh boy. Let me just pull up the thing here. In my maps, I need all of the states so that I can look at them and not miss any. Where are they? Do I not have the state map marked? Can you, it's in our slideshow, right? Can you bring up the state map? Oh wait, there it is. I just found it.
They'll bring it up to our viewers.
Okay, one sec. That didn't work. Oh, I turned this one off. Whoops. One
It's
second.
like you turned it off.
Everybody.
Wait. There we go.
Nope.
No, wrong way.
Nope.
One more?
Yeah, what's up?
Nope.
No,
one more?
Ah!
No, you went back.
That's it. That's all
No,
we got.
no, that's not the states though.
You don't have the state map?
I don't have the statement.
Ah, okay. That's fine.
I can put it in real quick.
No, it's okay. I'll get it to you maybe for next time.
Well, you should have it. I don't know why it's
This is what I was
been
told to put
removed.
in.
Okay.
So, the states of the Thracian Empire are going counterclockwise: Elnord, Rubrun, Nearus, Vidun, Vagma, Sergil, Ardelir, and Daegu. You're currently in Vidun. Amberhearth is in Ardelir. The Silver Seekers started their journey in Sergil. Obviously, you know where Vagma is. These are indeed all named after dragons. Whether they were active all at the same time, certain ones like Rubrun, Nearus, and Vidun, as well as Daegu and Sergil, are certainly named amongst the tyrants of the tyrant era of Alen'dal. Those who kind of like ruled over the land and oppressed what they deemed lesser people of the world. Some of the states, though, Elnord and Ardalir, being the main two there, are named after metallic dragons who supposedly came later at some point. And then Vogma is a bit of a different case.
Okay.
Because
I see.
Yes.
So I guess that was all to wonder if...
So the answer is mostly, but not all.
Okay. But, like, in the time that Nihedon was either prominent or, taken into captivity, was the relationship between Vidun and Bryventh, like, was, Bryventh's attempt to rehabilitate Vidun happening at what point in that timeline?
Just looking at two separate timelines.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, there we go. I've got the proper timeline in mind. Nihedon says to you,
After I escaped my captivity, I went into hiding and sought solitude. Many years passed where things happened out here in the Empire that I had no knowledge of. This relationship between Vidun and Bryventh, these two dragons, I suspect it happened during that period.
Got it. Okay. Alright, so then if we do happen across a library, I at least have an idea of what
the
time segment is that we can look at.
yep.
Okay.
Cool. Is there, and I guess I'd ask Emilio, like, where are the libraries, like, where are the best libraries located in the city? I would assume it'd be here.
There's probably a library somewhere here on the Central Island. Unfortunately, it's not somewhere I would have spent a lot of time. I don't know where it would be. I do know there's there's like a big collection of books and knowledge and research on the Chancellery Isle.
Yeah.
Called the Chancellor's Cloister. But they're very restrictive. Only like their specific subset of monks is allowed to use that library, but it's supposed to be very extensive.
There's no reason to.
Yeah. So it's a matter of do we take our chances if we want to pursue this? Message from the sword.
Well, we're heading that way anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lead, and we don't really have very many of those.
Okay. Sounds good. So yeah,
And maybe the
more of a
legate
reason.
knows something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It sounds like all signs point to Chancellery Isle.
Chancellery
Yeah,
Isle.
the southwest. Yeah.
So I don't know if there's. I mean, is there anything else to actually do here?
No.
Okay.
Not unless we want to drop the bridge heading to the northwest.
Yeah. Is there?
It's not a solution to the problem. It's just going to trap those monsters in the isle with all those people.
Yeah.
If we,
It would keep the monsters from getting to the rest of the city.
I suppose.
But you're right. It's not really a solution.
Is there?
Oh, I forgot. Hold on this
Okay.
Roll20 thing.
But the thing is, like, assuming the legate is good, which is not necessarily the assumption we want to make.
Well, we know that the legate is being impersonated
Yeah.
by someone we trust, theoretically.
That's Skulk.
No,
No.
his aunt.
Yeah. My aunt is impersonating the legate.
So, regardless of whether the
okay.
actual legate is good, we're working under the assumption that it's not actually the legate who's
Yeah,
making these
so
calls.
we need to go there anyway.
That's why we're like, we need to go
Yeah.
talk to her. Yeah. What were you going to say
Can
about
we-
Roll20?
Oh, I had it on the GM layer, but I meant to add this hour tracker here for you.
Right.
In passing, can we try and persuade the wardens that we see on the road to go towards the northwestern island because of reasons?
This is not something you could do in passing. You could spend
Spend an
time
hour.
doing
An
it.
hour. Then no, I wouldn't want to do that. I would want to just go straight to the Chancellor's Isle. And then
Here's
see.
where I will say something though about the rules of how this works. So I've noted that traveling takes an hour, right? In the same hour while you are traveling between islands, let's see. You can complete something you've done before in future loops. So, if you convince the wardens now to head to the Northwest Island, in future loops, should there be future loops, you can, as part of a travel action, do that exact same thing without wasting another hour.
Oh.
Same with what Elwyn did below on the island, sending 75% of the people away. As part of a travel action, you can do that thing you've done before.
It's gonna be more efficient.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So we can't do any new activities as part of a travel action.
No. But it does increase the things you can do later on.
Yeah.
can you take this item and attune to it?
Do you have it?
Yeah, we could probably use that.
Oh, this thing.
Yeah.
I don't have any attunement
I know,
slots
can you
left.
drop something and take this?
Doesn't it take a short rest to attune to something?
Yeah, but what are the short rest rules with traveling? Is it you can't reattune to things during the travel segment either, or does that take its own time segment?
Master, do you have the rules glossary up?
I do. Let's see.
I could probably
Short
use the
rest.
Ring of Amity.
What the hell is that? Short rest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can't use. Oh, yeah, the purviews obviously.
Yeah, it's a 1 hour
And the
period of
gas
downtime
station,
during which a creature does nothing more strenuous than reading, talking, eating, or standing watch.
Yeah, so you'd have to stay
Just
in
spend
one
time.
place for an hour to do it.
Okay, and then what are the rules with my Guardian of the Wind item, and if I lose an attunement slot after I've already spent the slots to do something? So if I drop one, and we're talking about the Rod of Rulership, picking that up.
How many? So, how many? You've spent pretty much all your charges today, right?
Yeah, because I had to get everyone passage.
Then, yeah, you would just basically still be out of charges,
So,
but it would go to the lower number of charges.
right. Yeah, but no one would lose their temp HP or anything, right? I wouldn't have to say you two lose it because I had to.
I guess
You
not.
certainly
No,
have to.
I guess not.
Okay, I just want to know. Okay, so if we do take a short rest, then I'm going to drop an attunement slot and attune to the Rod of Rulership.
Okay.
But if we're not doing that, then I won't worry about it
I
yet.
mean, we can't, right? We don't have time.
Yeah, not right now.
We don't have reason to take a short rest.
If we can't get into the library and we need to, I'm probably going to charm some monks. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah,
So-
no, that sounds great.
sure. I mean, and
Because they're charmed for 8 hours.
That's true. You are a monk.
I'm a monk.
that is true.
Are you one of
Yes.
their monks?
You could be.
We'll find out.
Well, and the legate might be able to give us access, right?
If it is the legate that I,
If that works.
yeah.
Even if it isn't.
Yeah, maybe.
Chancellor's Cloister is supposed to serve the Chancellor directly,
Exactly.
and I guess that's now the legate.
Exactly.
Right. So it all hinges on who the legate really is.
Regardless, unless the real legate has our wanted posters up in the room,
Which they would probably know of. Yeah.
but we can cross that bridge when we get there.
Are you... Did you ever drop your disguise out of Brivant, or are you still
Are you
a
just art?
colorful...
Am I blue?
Because we've been traveling,
blue.
but
Up to you.
People know me in Fulaerith.
Much less than in Brivant, but it's possible your posters
Yeah,
are up
yeah. I
somewhere.
think I'd
It's up
still
to
be
you.
blue. I still have my blue dye. Yeah, sure. Let's go with
Alright.
that.
Okay.
It's
no
maybe
further questions
smushed a
for
little
me.
bit. I
Yeah.
probably look like a
shiny blue.
brass dragon with
Brassy blue.
like some
Like
blue,
makeup.
like
It's a look,
yeah,
it's a look you're going
yeah.
Like, I did a really good job on your disguise. So
Oh, okay, I'm so
don't
sorry.
play it. Okay, it looks perfect.
I'm so sorry. I look so blue.
So
Yeah.
The bluest
You are a-
I've
Yeah,
ever
guy.
seen.
You are a
Sounds
blue
good.
dragonborn.
Yeah.
If you were green, you would die. How could you have to die? Never mind. Like somebody
Just
has to
stop.
get that
Just
reference.
stop.
We got it.
Okay.
Alright.
Thank
No.
you. Thank
So what is the plan? Is what I need to know.
I don't have anything else
We're
to do except
going-
go to Chancellor's Isle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
gonna
let's go.
Roll a perception check as you are traveling over to
Everyone?
Chancellery Isle. Yeah, everyone.
Perception check.
Yep. To that tone.
Don't stop, guys. Or is it your only
Oh,
your
that's
next
not
one?
God.
It's for a minute
Okay, then no.
a specific skill, I believe.
Because you gave it to me for perception, I think. That was a while
14.
ago.
14.
It was
11.
11.
20.
20.
What's even math? 19.
19. Okay. Kind of as you are crossing the bridge between the Central Island and Chancellery Isle, you have kind of that view from the bridge to the other bridge to the north of you, the one between the Northwest Island and the Central Island. And you see just hordes of monsters beginning to pour across the bridge, and there's battle taking place between wardens on the bridge,
Well,
and the monsters make it into the Central Island, and you watch from here as the bell tolls 3 p.m. Bong, bong, bong. The bridge lowers down into the water. But
to get to the northwestern.
to the Northwest Island. But numerous monsters have flooded into the Central Island before.
What kind of
That
monsters?
happens.
Now that we can actually
Yeah.
see them a bit more closely.
That's a good question. Just a second.
we did specify that they were monstrosities
Yes.
when we talked to Watcher.
Let me give you some more exciting music here.
Clapping.
She's been in there a while.
Just we have our tablet, so she's probably just
Sitting
kicking around in
watching
there.
I
it.
do that too.
She's like, I can be loud in here. The door's closed.
Okay. Yeah. Who's looking for this specifically? Vert, roll an Arcana check.
Yeah.
Damn, hateful.
16.
You see these.
So abused.
You see these like large six-legged lizard things with like crystals growing out of their backs.
Wait, what?
You see,
Six-legged lizard. What?
yes.
Yes.
There
Did I
are
stutter?
these like swarming bat-like creatures that have like horrible mosquito noses. There are like panthers with tentacles coming off of
Oh,
their
these are like
backs.
experiments and
There
shit.
are
That's what I
creatures
thought.
with like, oh geez, what does it have? It's like a lion's head and a goat's head and a dragon's head
Chimera?
all in one. Yes, a chimera.
Okay.
There are these flying lion-like creatures flying over the rest that have like these horrible spiky tails.
Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Yay!
Do they all have like the weird crystals? Like,
No,
Yeah,
just the lizards.
okay, but they all look like some combination of creatures.
Yeah,
As far as we
there's
can tell.
also like half bear, half owl hybrids. I make
Fuck yeah.
them.
I mean, oh no!
Hang on.
Sorry.
So are these?
Growl.
Okay, hang on. Are these
There's like chickens for some reason.
similar grade creatures to like either Spellscar Desert or like that whole exotic creature thing that was happening in Port Horizon Shroud?
Yeah, pretty
getting the
similar.
sense-
Pretty similar to the type of creatures that were being imported into Port Horizon Shroud.
Okay.
That same sort of category of like semi-magical
Yeah.
beast.
Yeah. But and then they were from the Spellscar Desert, right? Or like that's where they're being imported from?
Some were, yes.
Some were, okay.
Yeah. They were basically just like, they weren't all from the Spellscar Desert, but many were, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like
monsters
this sort of
from like
arcane, exotic, creature thing. Well, shoot. And how many are there?
Oh, I mean, there's just so many different varieties, and enough to overwhelm and overpower the wardens that are there at the bridge.
Right.
So I don't know if I'd go as far as to say hundreds, but maybe 800.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But there's a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's unsuspecting wardens just got overwhelmed immediately, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Shoot. That's rough.
For them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But you're safe. You make it onto Chancellery Isle.
Okay.
Let me see if I have a description of the general vibe over here. Because, the Central Isle is very much an urban metropolis built amongst these giant ruins. So it's very much like the big city vibe. Chancellery Isle it's a lot less crowded. There's manor buildings, manor houses, and things like that with big lawns. So it's more like big noble estates in general.
Mommy?
Child stuck in the bathroom.
She's not, though. Oh,
You did it. Your
I
hand
was
was
just
wet.
stuck. There's something
Not what you were expecting.
Don't know what I expected either. High five a child and her hand was wet.
At least she washed her hands.
Yeah, she washed her hands.
hands.
We're good. Yes, so you arrive on Chancellery Isle.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, straight on to the office of the legate. Is there any reason to detour anywhere?
Maybe we split up. I want to go find these monks. If I can
Well,
get in.
aren't we going to ask for permission from the legate to even access?
Okay. Sure.
Right?
Yes, I think if we're doing that, I'm wearing Bert's wearing his full set of armor, and so he has his visor down and everything too. I think he's going to shape change into Night Mantis. For when they go and talk to the legate, because that I think will be like a we need your help thing, and if she recognizes her, then it'd be then we would know for sure that it's her aunt. So I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. You can do that as just an action.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
You. Let me get my information about the legate's estate. So this is a well-maintained noble quarter of the city. So it's just big estates with well-maintained lawns and hedge mazes and things like that. You also pass while you're here. There aren't very many inns and taverns or anything like that, but you pass one that looks upscale and fancy, that kind of catches your eye, called the Chancellor's Cup. In case you need a tavern later. You also pass. Wait, is that on this side? Yes. There's a temple that you pass. That kind of has these. It's made of a dark stone, and it has these big pillars out front, and it's draped with these multicolored tapestries. And you can recognize the icons of the god Tiamat. There's a temple to Tiamat here.
Okay.
Do we spot the Chancellor's Cloister anywhere while we're passing by?
Yeah, I think you would spot that as well. It's let's see. I'll say that it's this building here.
Sorry, which one? Okay,
This one here.
got it.
And maybe the Temple of Tiamat is like this one here.
Okay.
It's... I didn't put a description of it in my notes, so I'm struggling to think of one all on the spot. Just a second, let me look at what I did right here. Yeah, it's like not as grandiose as like the Temple of Tiamat or anything like that. It's more of just like an old wooden building, but old in the sense of like that like ancient refined construction. It's not like falling apart is what I'm trying to get at. It is a well cared for old wooden building, and you can see these monks going in and out. They definitely look more like the scholarly type of monks than the fitness type of monks that Embers is. But they're wearing these like gray robes. And yeah, they're going in and out or like sitting on the steps and like reading books and things like that. Some of them are kind of eyeing the thunder and lightning of the sky above. Yeah, but you can spot that as you go.
Okay.
Did you want to stop in, or are you going straight for the Legate's center of power? Which I would say is this building back here.
Probably straight for the Legate, right?
Yeah.
Because if they can give us
permission
to do
or
things,
access, yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I think when you arrive at the Bolt Queen's Bastion,
Oh shit.
it is a fortress of a building. Like very much a keep or castle type of building.
Mm-hmm.
It is a stronghold. And it has its own little like moat built around it, and the drawbridge is raised, and there are guards who are patrolling the area. Unlike the wardens, these are not like equipped with the standard imperial fare of like heavy armor, like chainmail or plate and shields, long swords and things like that. They have they're actually like very unarmored. They wear like furs and things like that. And they carry things like big great axes or javelins, and each of them has carved into like the bare right shoulder one rune, and then in the bare left shoulder a different rune.
Do we know what those runes are?
Do you speak giant?
Not currently.
Then no, I don't think you do.
Okay.
And you said carved into their shoulder, like the shoulder of their skin? Shoulder?
Yeah, like their skin. It's like there's scarred
So it's, like,
tissue
branded
there
themselves.
in the, or like branded. Yeah, it's either it's been cut in or branded into them, but they have like scarred tissue that has these runes on both shoulders.
But does our ghost speak giant?
She does not.
Why did we bring her instead of Watcher? Would have definitely had the language
Watcher doesn't
module
speak
installed.
giant either.
Dang it.
Watcher speaks common and keen
In binary?
and binary. Yeah.
Nick can count on Watcher. Or something.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. Take it away.
Yeah. I approach the Bastion of the Bolt Queen.
Okay. There's one of these rune sentinels who seems to be the commander, and she has like this long blonde hair tied back in a braid, and just like fierce bulging muscles. And she sees you
man.
coming and she says, "Halt! No further! What's your business
That's
here?"
I must speak with the legate.
The legate is taking no visitors right now. What is your business?
And then, he'll look back towards all the commotion going on. We're here to help with all this commotion, all these problems that are occurring right now.
Embers opens her mouth to say we're from the future, then closes it. And says,
the woman kind of shakes her head and says, "The legate needs no help with any issues that are going on in the city."
Really? And like looks towards like the bridge that went down because there's monsters roaming in the central area.
The woman just gives you like a hard stare. Really?
Okay. Look towards Owen. Do you have any other better diplomatic solutions for this?
Okay, I have to do everything.
Did you not want to like unmask and?
Yeah.
Or was that? Or you waiting
That's
to
for the
see-
legate.
Oh, gotcha,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Elwyn, do you speak giant?
No.
No, you don't. Okay.
No, I'm familiar and can recognize that they are giant runes, but
Yes,
I don't.
they are giant runes.
I don't speak giant. Yeah, I guess Ellen will kind of. Okay. Listen, we really have to speak to the legate. We're emissaries from Amberhearth, and we might have some information that could help. Please, you have to let us in to speak with her, or things could turn real bad here real fast.
Roll a persuasion check at disadvantage.
I didn't even get a check, so you're doing better than me.
I have inspiration.
I do have inspiration. Well, I was tempted to say something else, but we'll see how this goes. Okay. I'll cash in my inspiration, and then I'll just roll one more time, or just take the higher. I roll two. How does that
Roll one more time, I think is how it works. Okay. But not just like a single roll.
Just a single roll.
Yeah.
Okay. That's better. That's 18. Wait, no. Persuasion? 17.
She looks at you and crosses her arms. I meant what I said. No visitors. But if you're official emissaries, I at least owe it to you. And she kind of gives you a look specifically, like Vert doesn't have the look of a noble.
Nope.
When dressed as
He's just wearing full plate armor, basically, so...
Owe it to you to inform the legate of your presence. So you can wait here, but I will not promise you an audience.
Sorry. That's just me.
Can you deliver a message from us?
She nods.
Do you want to write something down?
I don't know what to do here.
Write a note. Like,
Yeah, like I said, write a note, write a message. Write something down.
What do I know about the relationship with my aunt, or between my sister and her mom? Like what? Is there any phrasing or like messages that I could use, like a coded message or anything like that I could use to be like that she would know just from like a few words, like
the orange fell off the tree.
Yeah,
She'll know exactly
or
what that means.
I don't think there's any coded message specifically like that.
Yeah.
What was your mom's name?
Bailey.
Bailey.
And you know your aunt's name is Isabella.
Isabella.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe there.
Purple and yellow and...
Yeah. So, I mean, it could be something like Bailey sent us, or...
What I was going to remind you of is Night Mantis's history, if this sparks anything for you. You know that... so she's your half-sister, right? On your mom's side. So she was born before your mom married into Vagma royalty.
Right.
She was raised in a Vidun noble house, House Hawkmond. And then at the age of 23, Night Mantis when she was 23, when your mother married Basil, then she came over to Vagma. But she didn't get along with either of her parents because she'd never really been raised by your mother.
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't get really along with Basil either. So she left pretty soon after, is what you know. And then from there, she went back to Vidun and ended up seeking out and living with your aunt Isabella for some time.
Or, yeah, even use your sister's name. It was Emil...
Estelle.
Estelle, that's right. Just say we're friends of Estelle. Yeah. Estelle sent for us.
Okay, maybe we say that.
Yeah.
Estelle sent us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Estelle sent it for us.
For us or sent us?
For us? I mean, that's what's true, right? She sent...
Yeah.
She had us come.
Editor?
Yeah.
Editor? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll try that.
Okay. This woman takes the note that you hand her, orders the drawbridge lowered, and guards kind of like form up to make sure none of you try and rush the drawbridge. While she goes in and the drawbridge is raised.
I didn't say anything.
Just mimed punching a guard, but you know, it's just
Guilty.
Comes back maybe half an hour later.
wow.
There's a lot of stairs.
It took her a long ass time.
No wonder she's so buff.
Yeah. It's like I had to squeeze
You
an
don't know
orgasm.
what you have to do to get in there. Like a ninja master course or whatever.
And says,
Warrior.
my apologies. It does seem that the legate wishes to see you.
I thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Follow me. And she
I hate to
guides
ask.
you
I'm so
into
sorry to
the...
ask this. What's her name?
Yeah.
Oh boy, do I not have a name for this
Okay,
character.
don't worry.
Dickory. Dickorina.
Her name
Dickorina.
is Colrilla.
Like a gorilla.
Yeah, like gorilla, but Colrilla. Kolrilla.
So, sorry, actually, is she, what species is she?
You can't ask that, Zach.
I know, jeez.
That's
Sensitivity, my gosh.
We will
You can't just
say
ask that.
she's a dwarven woman.
Okay. Oh my god, you guys are the worst!
Yeah.
You
I don't know.
said it.
How are you supposed to ask then?
If you have to ask.
I did! You guys are all the worst.
We are the worst. We are the worst. I'm so sorry.
That's why I have inspiration.
It's okay. You gave me time to add her to my notes for future
This
notes.
is right. For people keeping track at home, I gave inspiration to her after I used it.
Yeah, whatever.
And guides you into the Bolt Queen's Bastion.
Sure.
And on the inside, there are like carpets rolled out on all of the stone floors, and these like warm, inviting torches flicker in sconces, keeping like this like soft, warm orange light kind of filling the space. There are like taxidermy trophies from hunts on the walls in some places, portraits of ancient nobility in other places. It is just like decorated as a noble's bastion that has hundreds of years of history. Like you see portrait after portrait of all these ancient and deceased nobles. And you're taken to kind of like an antechamber where there are these like cushy couches and things like that. And the woman says, "Wait here."
Can I roll insight on Corilla?
Yes.
Can I? Yeah. I was literally like, don't trust no hoe. 19.
29.
Jesus Christ.
17.
And what do you want to know?
I want to
isn't
do a
a
vibe
setup,
check. Yeah,
right?
right.
Yeah,
I
that's
want a
kinda
vibe
the
check.
same.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get all of the Elwyn. You're gonna get all the information that Art gets, plus a little bit more.
Okay.
Art. This woman is very much doing her job. She was ordered to bring you here, and so she has. And she's like going to take her leave now that she's brought you here.
Okay.
And she does say to you, "Wait here, and when the legate is ready to see you, someone will be sent to fetch you and bring you to the legate's quarters." Elwyn, the thing that you get, in addition to what Art learns,
Her entire
is
backstory.
no.
Who hurt you, Carla?
Who hurt you, Carla?
Carilla is very surprised that the legate wanted to see you. It seems to you as if
That's right, Carilla. That's what
the legate, the legate has not seen
Validated.
anyone in some time.
Right.
It seems.
Vindicated.
Okay.
Certainly not anyone of like just like random people who show up at her doorstep. Like this is very surprising.
Vert very
To
much
Carilla.
holds back. Body language is like, I told you so.
Literally same.
Right?
Well, you didn't
Yeah.
get that though, just me.
All right.
That was my insight check.
No, but the moment that she let us in when
No,
she came
yeah,
back,
the
I was
second
like,
she was like, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
like the
I don't
moment she
care.
turns around, like maybe
Yeah.
Anna and Art were like,
Yeah. Right. Yeah, okay. Not really though. No, he's very, very
Please.
proper. Yeah, very. He doesn't.
What's
He doesn't.
the-
let it
what's
Well,
show.
you could be making faces
Ash
behind
Ketchum-
your visor and no one
the
knows.
Ash Ketchum
What?
plays out. Yeah. bleh.
Bert is a noble. He knows how to
Make faces behind his visor. where
make
no one
faces
can see.
behind his visor.
Yep. There you go.
I also have 3 different ways of disguise self. So yeah, there's a lot of things I can do to be like to hide all of that.
Well, I'm blue, so.
What are all of you doing as you're waiting?
How much time do we have?
Yeah, is there like a window that we can see the heart from?
Yeah, there's probably a window that you can see the central
I
light.
think Everest is just glued to that window.
Just like
So
watching
how
the
much
clock.
time do we have? Because
I'm reattuning to the Rod of Rulership.
In total?
no,
Before the
I mean,
next-
no, I mean while we're waiting, because like I could be casting a water breathing ritual on us just in case.
Oh, wow.
Because I think I figured out, with all the water around us, it might come in handy to be able to breathe underwater for whatever reason. So, I mean, I don't know if you float or if you just stay dry. Or if it's just your clothes that stay dry.
I don't think it does well with being completely submerged in water.
Right.
I mean, we'll see.
So I'll start casting the water breathing ritual. I don't know if we
How
have
long
10.
does that take?
I mean, if it's a ritual, I think it's just 11 minutes.
Oh.
Right? Technically, or 10 minutes. It's one action, so it's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Plus 6 seconds.
Oh.
To cast it as a
Well,
ritual.
that's not the vibe I wanted.
And it's good for 24 hours.
Okay. You spend some time casting your ritual. Vert, you unattune one of your
I
slots
drop 1 attunement slot for the Rod of Rulership.
and start attuning to the Rod of Rulership,
So-
which takes an hour.
So this is taking a
30
while.
minutes.
Well,
Oh, okay.
I haven't
it's
said
an
how long
hour.
it's going to take
Oh,
yet. I just want to know what you're doing.
Okay, well, I think I would wait after I look at my non-existent
wrist.
my wrist.
Embers
watch
is,
on
Embers
before
is
you.
looking out the window at the big clock.
Yeah. I think I would like if it's more than like a few minutes, I would, and everyone's doing their thing. It's kind of like we'll try to talk to my sword. Maybe even introduce Fulgora and the lady, the ghost lady.
What do you say?
What was the lady's name? I'm so sorry.
Dame Rosaline?
Rosaline.
Dame Rosaline, Fulgora, Dame Rosaline. Can we talk about, you mentioned a crystal thing. Can you give me more? And I would just like want to have more information about that, but I understand if Fulgora is like, I'm napping right now, because that's fair.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh man. Do you have caffeine? Maybe that'll help.
Caffeine?
Give her some caffeine.
Wait, what was it? Persuasion?
Yeah.
14?
What's your hit dice? This is a random question, but what size is your hit dice? Is it a,
What? Just ask someone that.
I'm asking. I'm the DM. I can ask what I want.
It's 8 or 10, depending on if I'm...
If you want to...
No. It's a 10.
It's a 10.
It's a 10.
Yeah.
Means your hit dice in terms of like.
Oh, your hit point dice in the 2025
Roll it.
rules.
I'm so sorry.
If you just click, I think, on...
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbarians are the only ones that
click
have
on
a 12, right? Fighters have 10.
No,
think fighters
actually
have
click
10.
short
Were they 10?
rest.
You would know.
Yeah,
Click
I
short
know they're
rest.
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it'll say your hit dice.
1d10.
are-
1d10.
Yeah. Okay,
If you want to spend a hit point dice to give your sword a little caffeine, I would allow that.
Oh!
Best use of hit dice
That's
I've ever
really
heard.
cool. Yeah, okay, plus 6?
Wait, do
So
you
you have to
roll?
expend that.
Okay,
That's-
how do I mark that?
Go back to short.
Oh, it's a short rest.
and then just click one.
Oh my gosh,
expended.
that's amazing.
Okay. Okay.
Hit dice
And then roll it, and you can add it
conversion.
to that roll, which you said was a 14.
So, plus 6, so dirty 20. Yeah. Plus
Um,
6.
Yeah, your sword kind of... I was dreaming.
I'm so sorry.
What do you want to... What?
I'm so sorry. You mentioned something very important, and I
The
want
first of crystal.
What is that? I'm so sorry. I've been racking my brain, and I asked my friends, and none of us know what this is. I believe it's tied to the history here, but how so? And like, I picture this with the ghost lady being there, like
Yeah, her head is popping out of your shoulder.
You're an ogre now.
Etten.
No,
Oh, this is my new
right.
friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I introduced them properly.
Okay. I mean, I don't really have eyes. I can't see,
Oh, I'm
but
sorry. That's a good point.
I trust you that there's a ghost lady there. I don't really know.
It's the best episode I've ever
Don't know?
I know that it's important, and I can feel her
Her.
north.
You can feel her north, so she is living?
Maybe
Okay.
there's a presence,
Uh-huh.
and it's calling to me.
Gotcha. And is she's someone that we need to help? That we need to like save? Is she in danger?
No, I think she wants to help us.
Oh.
Though maybe she's in a little danger.
Oh, and you said she's north. Oh fuck. Okay.
What did he say it was? On top one.
Oh, I should
So
have
north would
moved you guys to Chancellery Isle. My bad.
Oh yes.
Because we're in the bottom one.
Yeah.
There.
I
And then
guess
which one was the...
Factory Isle is north.
No, not the island. Within Chancellery Isle, the four
Yeah.
black buildings.
Yeah.
This one is Bolt
That's where
Queen's
we are.
That's
Bastion.
where we are.
Mhm.
What's the one directly north of us?
the
Temple of Tiamat.
The smaller one?
Oh, this one?
You told us which ones those were. One of them was the monk place, and one of them was another
Oh,
thing. And I can't
This
remember.
one was
What's
the
the monk?
library.
alive.
This one was... What else is on this island?
Was it the
bar.
Chancellor's Cup?
Oh, the inn?
Maybe, yeah. Must have been.
A lot on this
Either-
island. There's a library. There's a prison. There's the.
So it's
the
either the
temple, there's-
library or the temple, which is north of us.
Oh,
Is what I was
like
thinking.
I was thinking
Not
north,
far
like
enough north
north,
to be on that island,
So
but it
like
could be as
I would
close
ask
as-
to specify that. Like, how close is her presence right now? Like,
She feels... distant.
okay,
But I don't know if that means distance. It's all very confusing. I'm going back to bed.
okay, okay. Thank you. Good night. I want you to know that he, like, when he says that, like, it's fully like you. If y'all look at art, you see him waving goodbye
We're used to it.
at like the sword. Okay,
Yeah,
bye.
we're used to it.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yes, Charles?
Mm-hmm.
I think he sits with that a little bit, racking his brain. Like, okay, we're gonna need more information.
Maybe 15 minutes into this. So Elwyn, your spell goes off, but you don't have time to attune
We've all got water
to
breathing.
the thingamabob.
Yep.
Rod of Rulership.
The rod of rulership. Yes.
Thingamabob.
A kind of like bent servant figure comes in and he says,
The legate will see you now. Come with me.
Alright.
And gestures for the group of you to follow him.
Cool. And we do.
And the group of you are led down a hallway, and you can see at the end of the hallway there is this like grand door that clearly leads into like an audience chamber, and it is closed with more of these like rune sentinels at the sides. Vert, Nihedon rumbles in the back of your head.
Yeah.
Where is it? I was already in the suspense section. I shouldn't have scrolled.
Vertinor. Can you smell it?
Oh no.
A dragon is near.
Can I smell it?
You like take in a breath, and
Yeah.
yes, that like sweet smell of
Oh,
blood
it smells so good.
fills your nostrils again, and it is coming from beyond those doors.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I can.
We must be wary.
Right. Do we know anything about the legate's dragon companion?
Roll a history check.
Yep. Ooh, pretty good. And I will use my intelligence on this, and that's 24.
So this is something you would have heard after you left Vogma, because Vogma fell and then Vidun fell, kind of sequentially.
Mm-hmm.
The Chancellor of Vidun was a man named... Just a second. So many tabs in my notes open. Oscar Durthane.
What, sorry, what was it?
Oscar
Oh, okay, it is Oscar and then
Durthane.
Okay.
Yes, and
I
his,
thought that was like his first name.
Oscar Durthane.
That's
his
a
wife
crazy
was
name.
Mira Durthane.
Okay.
And he died during the fall of Vogma. He was in Vogma. And
Okay.
when he died, his wife Mira became the Chancellor. And then when Vidun submitted to the Empire after Vogma's fall, she became the legate of this state.
Okay.
You know that with the position of legate, one would be given the opportunity to bond with a dragon. And from what you've heard, the legate of Vidun did so with a black dragon named Paldair.
Paldic. Okay. Got it.
Paldaer, in case anyone was wondering. Paldair.
I see. Okay.
All right.
So yeah, and that dragon. Okay, so I wouldn't have any history with that dragon at all because that's something that the Empire. Yeah. Okay. So then I wouldn't know anything about it. Okay.
Except that surely a dragon would be able to tell its master from an imposter,
Surely.
which could explain the scent of blood.
Well,
You smell the scent of like dragon blood.
That's
Not
what I
that it,
mean.
Yeah.
not that
Dragon
it is.
blood. Not that it's been spilled.
Yeah,
Okay.
but just that there is a
There is a
dragon.
dragon.
There is a
Okay.
dragon with blood in the near vicinity.
Oh, I see. I thought, I thought
Yeah.
it was like, oh shit.
It was like, oh, are we gonna walk
Dead
in on a murder
dragons?
scene?
Yeah.
well, wait. So I'm a little confused by what you said because I thought that Isabel was.
Is that your answer?
Isabella, yeah.
Sorry, Isabella was
Impersonating
Impersonating-
Legate
That's
what we
Mirror
also
thing.
thought,
Correct.
too.
after, though, right? After Vidun submitted to the Empire.
Unclear.
We don't.
Unclear.
Yeah, we don't know.
That
Okay.
timeline is a bit unclear at the
we don't
moment.
know.
Okay.
It would be bad fucking ass if Isabella's the one who bonded the dragon, though.
Right? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I think would happen.
We're about to find out. Let's go through the fucking door.
Yeah, it's open the door.
Let's go.
As the group of
man.
you come to the end of the hallway, The bent servant figure turns towards you and says, "My apologies. There's been a change of plans.
Fucking
The legate will not see you." And reaches up to a torch sconce and pulls it, and the ground drops out from under the group of you.
God damn it.
And you fall into darkness,
Great.
and we will pick up there next week.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. It's like the one time I didn't roll an insight because I was like, surely I don't need to at this point.
Surely not.
Damn.
So thank you for playing in my mad time loop. Thank you to anyone who came to watch. We'll be back with more of this Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Hope to see you then. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.